Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keiaradise. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, join the tribe, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. So this is part 2 of Grab Some Wine. It's story time of when my best friend of 15 years, abandoned me in Aruba. So, it be your own friends. Okay, so if you haven't seen part 1 already, click here, part 1. It's very important because then you're going to be getting this at the very tail end of the story, or not the tail end. I'm sure I can talk about this for 20 more minutes if I wanted to, but yeah, if you want to get the whole story, watch part 1, and I'm going to link part 1 up here. Yeah, so where I left off was we were at the what's it called, we're at the private beach in front of this beautiful sunset in paradise, having prosecco and a 5-star 5-course meal. This chick gets upset because I said to her, oh, if I'm so condescending. I was like, okay, you don't need to be friends with someone that you think of this way, you know, that you feel this way about, you know, you don't have to. And then 5 minutes later, it was so awkward. There was so much tension. And I was just kind of like, girl, look at where we are. In my head, I was like, this is so ridiculous. This is so unnecessary. So I say to her, okay, girl, can we just squash it? It's not that deep. And she's on her phone and she said, no, I'm looking for flights. You said you don't want to be friends anymore. And I was like, okay, well, go back to the hotel. We're on a private beach in the middle of the Caribbean. Like, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Like, for me, I was like, you know what? I'm not that sensitive. Maybe that's my issue. And everyone around me is just always like in their feelings. But anyway, so I was like, okay, well, first of all, that was around 7 o'clock, and we were supposed to be at that private beach until 9 when they were going to bring everyone back to the hotel. And so when she got mad, wanted to leave, and she's like scrolling on her phone looking for flights, I'm like, why don't you ask the waiter if he can get the boat people to come back and get you so you can go look for a flight in the hotel room instead of being out here in the middle of, we're not in the middle of nowhere, but like, we're not in the best place to be flight hunting right now. And I don't care what anyone says. Look, I'm not anyone's parent. I'm not gonna force you to stay. If you want to leave, then I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open. And I'm gonna help you pack, you know, like, if you want to leave, let me help you pack. Like, this don't make no sense to me. Our flight and our trip is already bought, booked, done. You still paying me back for this very trip and for the money that you borrowed from me a year before. You still paying me back, but you got an extra, I don't know how much them flights cost back because I already booked my flight. And you gonna spend an extra X amount of money to book a flight when we're leaving on Sunday. It's freaking Thursday now. Well, it was like Wednesday night. And I was just kind of like, to me, it just really wasn't computing. And I was like, okay, I don't have time to entertain this. This is, to me, petty, ridiculous, unnecessary. And if you want to be up in your feelings and spend your money, your coin, because you mad, by all means. So then I stayed. I'm having my 5 courses, and I'm having my bottle of prosecco, and I'm having me a good time. Ain't no So she left, got the waiter to get the boat and and then I went to the whole dinner thing was over. I went with everybody, and I told you on the boat, the dude was still trying to like literally get in where he fit in. He was like, I saw your friend coming back. Like, what's going on? I said, I don't know what's going on with her. And he was like, well, can I still take you out? Can I take you? I said, no, I'm not trying to go out with you. Or maybe. I gave him my WhatsApp. And he was just trying to shoot his shot, okay? Anyway, so I get back to the hotel room, and I'm thinking she was going to be in there. Ain't nobody up in there. And I am being a good person. Like, what? Like, texting her, like, where are you? You know what I mean? Like, you can't just up and leave. Like, you're in a foreign country. I'm in a foreign country. Like, how do I know that you made it? Like, still concerned about this person's safety, because I'm not petty. Why are you so mad? It just, to me, sounds dumb. Yeah. Is that condescending of me to say? Fine, so be it. It's dumb. Because so in this trip, she found out that I'm condescending and a bitch, but you've known I'm a bitch since we met when we were 14, 13. Okay? But what I learned about you, girl, is that your elevator don't go all the way up, okay? She's not the brightest bulb in the tanning booth. And I really found that out. Like, girl, like, you slow. And I think I'm just going to say it because whatever. I think her mom, they've stunted her growth, like her development. Like, this is why her mom treats her and her brother, who's like 25 at this point. Okay. We're not spring chickens, you know, we're not he's been acting the same age since I've known him. And I've known him since he was like 10 years old. I'm like, dude, you 26 now, 27, 24. Like, you in your 20s basically now. Why is your mom treating you like you a baby? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe because I had to grow up fast, because I traveled at 18 by myself, living elsewhere. And then now I see why homegirl ain't been nowhere. 1. 2, now I see why homegirl ain't really got no friends. Okay. Hindsight is 2020, you know? You start to put building blocks together, you know? So I get back to the hotel. It's about 9 something. Ain't nobody up in there. I'm texting her like, how dare you? How could you do something like this? And she was like, I'm at the airport. I was like, she's at the airport. So you know what that meant? She had to go to the Airbnb, get her things, and then go to the airport in the 2 hours or the hour and a half that I had been having my 5-course meal. Our 5-course meal, because I ate her food too. I won't waste no food. I don't waste food that I paid for. No. So I was just like, I don't know. And I said, I don't know what's going on with you, but that's weird. And she's like, don't worry, I'm gonna still pay you back. I was like, you damn Skippy. Okay, you damn Skippy, you gonna be paying me back? Are you joking? Like, you don't have to mention that to me. And I was like, you know, I was your best friend when you hoes needed money, and I'm not one of those people that throw things in people's faces. Like, I don't do that, because I'm like, I don't do charity. Like, not that I don't do charity, but I'm not like gonna throw some in your face in your time of need or whatever. But still, I'm like, you awfully mad and calling me evil when you owe me money. When I let you, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know. What's the word? It's like, biting the hand that feeds you type of thing. I'm just telling y'all the truth. That's what I'm doing. I'm just telling you guys the truth. I'm not trying to have a roast session. I am just telling my side of the story. We don't get her side of the story because she done ghosted and bounced, okay? So she texted me that she was at the airport, blah, I'm gonna pay you your money back. And then I went to the bar and I met this dude and he was cool. And I guess I was telling him, because I think I was pretty out here. I was like, I don't remember, like, if I probably told them the whole story, and it was all like, that's so weird. Because like for me, like, I don't care who you are. This is my trip, you know. If you make me mad, I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to talk to you at all. You know, I'm like, anyway, so the following morning, I call my mom, right? And I tell my mom, and I don't know what it was, but I felt the need to kind of like still protect her. And I say to my mom, and I'm like, oh, hey. She's like, hey, how are you? How's it going? How's the trip? I said, you're not gonna believe this. What happened? Monique went home because she got sick. And my mom goes, well, that's just fucking stupid. And I was like, oh, you think that's stupid? Well, let me tell you what really happened, right? And she was like, that happens. She's like, in all of my years, that has to be one of the freaking dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. Like, why would you want to book another flight and blah, blah, blah? Like you in danger or something like that? Like, girl, I would have just ignored you. I would have literally just, we'd have been there. We could have been in the same hotel room like you don't exist, okay? I would have just, I see you Sunday, girl. I see you on the plane. We'd be sitting next to each other on the plane. Like you, I don't know her. That's just me. And one of my friends, Shakima, shout out to Shakima, the passport abuser. I'll link her in the her Instagram and her website in the description. But like, she's a world traveler and she's traveled solo, and like we met that same year, and we kind of like, you know, we have a rapport. She's like my, you know, kind of like my big sister. And when I called her, she's like, girl, how's Aruba? How you feeling? How you living? What's going on? And I said, girl, you're not gonna believe this. And she said, what? So wait, you telling me, did you put your hands on her? I said, no. Did you steal her boyfriend? No. Wait, so you telling me you didn't F her man, you didn't steal her money, you didn't put your hands on her, and I said, girl, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Okay. And when I told my mom about it, that same conversation earlier, my mom literally said, it was so funny. I will never forget this. She was like, she needs to put the damn tarot cards down and get her ass a therapist. Okay, I'm just saying, you know, I got my reading skills from my mother, okay? Like, my parents will read for filth. You know, you can't pull no idiocy like that with us, you know? My mom was like, that's fucking stupid. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Good riddance. Oh, and the next day, no, the same day actually, Thursday. What did I do that same Thursday? Oh, I remember Thursday I was still at the Flamingo Hotel. Went to go hang out with some more flamingos again because the people at the hotel liked my dress. I had all this flamingo clothes. And so they were like, girl, you missed the breakfast. Let me get you a lunch card. Let me get you a this and that. Like this one girl, because she loved my dress, and she was like, oh, hit me up and we can, you know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff. So I went back to the Flamingo pool, whatever, Flamingo Beach, and then hung out, drank some more, looked at cute, took videos, took pictures, met some people, got some WhatsApps. And then I went back to, I ate some really good like seafood. Every restaurant I would go to, because they all loved the flamingo dress. It was like, ooh, look at your dress. I love it. And I was wearing, using a parasol. You know, like I gotta be extra. You know how I am. And so after that, which was Thursday, I spent the whole day at the Flamingo Resort again, like I said. So I was there for 2 days. And then I went to this really nice dinner. It was like lobster something or other. Or was that the next day? I might have stayed at the resort all day, and then around like before it got dark, because I was like, I ain't gonna be driving in this dark. And you know, adds fuel to the fire. She got mad at me for having like road rage or being impatient when I was driving. Turns out I could read the GPS on my own. I didn't even need this co-pilot, so-called co-pilot, to help me. Because when I was driving by myself, I was able to tell myself left and right, because the freaking arrows tell you exactly where to go and exactly what to do. It's not confusing. So then, the next day, which was after I got back to the Airbnb, the next morning I was like, okay, I need to look for something to do. And I'm an early riser, or I'm not an early, I'm more of like a not sleeper. Like, I don't sleep much. And it just so happened to be like 6:30 in the morning. And there was this like boat party or yacht party thing that I found on some website for like really inexpensive, with like a lunch and like champagne and all the stuff. And it was like, we leave the dock at like 8 in the morning. And I was like, ooh, it's 6:30. Should I do it? And I was talking to my dad on the phone. My dad was like, yeah, do it. So I ended up booking it at like 6:45, throwing on my clothes and my lipstick. And I went by myself to this yacht party. And I had a little blast. I even jumped in the ocean. Which I totally regret because, oof, all this water got on my nose. And I met a bunch of different girls on the trip, on the boat. And we were having a good old time. And then after that, I think, what happened after that? I think I went back to my Airbnb. And then I was thinking of like inviting the guy, but I didn't. I just was like, no, I don't want to. And then what happened after that? The next day, I feel like we're on Friday. I can't quite remember. I think I just found like little activities to do, you know, or I just stayed at the Airbnb because like the Airbnb had like its own pool. And it was a whole villa, and like the lady who was the owner had all these different people staying there. So there would be like a pool party every day that I was there for the next 2 days. And then I ended up leaving on Sunday, went to Panama City. You can see my Panama City video here. I'll link it here. I had a good old time. And I never talked to her again. Monique. Never talked to her again. She did end up paying me back. I know that's right. Because once the stimmies came out, because she was paying me like $100 some a month. I think she owed me like $2,000. And so over the course of a year and a half, she was paying me like I said, $100 something a month. And then until the stimmy came, the first stimmy, I got 2 stimmies. I got my stimmy. And I got Monique's stimmy. Stimmies all over the place, okay? I know that's right. And so the debt was washed away, okay? She gave me her stimmy. No more debt. I haven't spoken to her. Never saw her again. Not never. I mean, it's only been like 2 years. Going on 2 years. I actually did see her. I lied. In the most random situation. So I was on the back of my friend's scooter, riding. And it's COVID, right? Like this was probably September. I had my mask on, I had a helmet on, I had sunglasses on, and we're just driving in a random place. Like we had been all over the city. Like we had been from top to bottom. We were painting the town pretty much. And this was just like early afternoon. And this is when things were like gradually reopening before they closed again. And so we were driving like downtown near the Chase Center, right? And I saw her walking, and it was like a split second, you know. It was like I was on the back of the bike, she was walking on the sidewalk, and I know she saw me and had to double take, and I know I saw her, but I was like, I'm not gonna like tap on my friend's back and be like, hey, stop, so we can like approach her. Like, I don't know that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's basically my story of when my best friend of 15 years abandoned me in Aruba over some bullshit. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this episode of, what did I call it? Come wine. No, we're gonna grab some wine. It's story time. Okay, grab some wine. It's story time. Being abandoned in Aruba by my best friend of 15 years. What a story. Y'all know I appreciate all these stories that I accumulate because I mean they're just good conversation starters. Good icebreakers. I hope you like this video. Please do subscribe and comment below. What do you think about this? And what is the craziest situation you dealt with from a friend? I feel like I have so many, like, a friend did this to me videos or situations. Anyway, I love y'all. You guys are so great. Bye.